So, in this video today, I thought we'd have a look at a really interesting way of using the Bulldog assault rifle. Now, I've been using this thing pretty much religiously since the Dragon's Teeth DLC came out. Now, I don't think it's the best assault rifle in the world, but that higher damage ratio is just really hard to ignore in an assault rifle because you can just deal absolutely devastating damage at close and long range as well. So I found a really interesting way of using this weapon to kind of control it at those longer ranges, because it can be a little bit difficult to do sometimes. So I just thought I'd talk about that and some other things in today's video. Now, for those eagle-eyed among you, you will already have noticed that I'm using the Bulldog in single fire mode, and this is pretty much the way to start off one of, I think, the best ways to use this rifle. Because it's got a high damage ratio, you're always going to be hitting high damage wherever you hit them on the body, but you're always going to be going for the upper torso and the head. And I've always found that although you can spam DMRs in this game, you can spam the Bulldog extremely fast in single fire mode. So if you are tap firing at close and medium range, you're going to drop somebody extremely quickly, and you can always make sure that those bullets are going to be going on target because you're firing one every time you tap the bullet. So if your crosshairs are on the player, 9 times out of 10 you're going to hit somebody. Because 9 times out of 10, because in Battlefield 4 the visual recoil is slightly more than the actual recoil of the weapon. So sometimes you're not going to hit your target. That is being fixed in an upcoming patch from the CTE though, so never fear. In the future, 10 times out of 10, when you aim your crosshairs at somebody, you are going to hit them. Going along with that, I've stuck an Acog Sight on there, which I think is probably the best sight to use for the Bulldog, because you're going to be wanting to go for those medium and long range kills from time to time. Having that 4 times magnification really obviously does help out pick players out a little bit further away than probably what you're used to with a red dot sight, and it can make you much more accurate at those kind of ranges too. So at the moment we kind of have a very bog standard Bulldog assault rifle, which has kind of been turned into a makeshift DMR. Which is kind of cool, but I stuck the heavy barrel on there, which gives me increased accuracy at range, but it does increase the recoil of the weapon all that slightly. So I've gone for a angled foregrip, which helps reduce the first shot recoil multiplier by 33%, and ultimately gives the weapon a little bit more stability. Now, a lot of people will probably disagree with me here. You can stick an ergo grip on there, but I've chosen the angled foregrip because of the increased recoil that the heavy barrel already gives, and without the heavy barrel, the Bulldog has a 0.55 vertical recoil anyway, so it can be quite difficult to control that first shot recoil multiplier, which is why I've stuck the angled foregrip on there. As I've said, you can go with the ergo grip, which gives you even more accuracy, but I wanted to stick the angled one on there to give it a little bit more of an all-rounded feel, because I don't like it where it's so powerful in one way and then it can let me down in another way, so I kind of wanted to balance it out as much as I could. And finally, I've gone with a laser sight, which really helps in close quarters because the Bulldog is extremely powerful, but I don't know if it's subjective to you guys or not, but having the Acog Sight on there obviously takes up more of my screen, so if I'm not paying 100% attention to the right hand side of my screen, then I may miss an enemy that's there behind the scope or something like that. If I've got hipfire accuracy increased on there through the laser sight, then I may have a chance of getting a hipfire kill if I slightly miss somebody on the peripheral of my vision. So it's on there to make it easier in close quarters if I do just want to spam the button, or if I happen to miss somebody, I might be able to get a lucky kill just because I've got better hipfire accuracy. So, with all of that added up, this is the Bulldog assault rifle that I've been using for the last pretty much the week since Dragon's Teeth actually came out. And I'm really enjoying using it. It's a really rewarding weapon to use in this way because obviously you've got to make sure you're accurate. It's not as powerful as a DMR. Of course, you've got weapon drop-off as well, so most of the time you're hitting people at around 25 to 28 damage with this thing, so dropping them in 4 shots is pretty regular. But I have to say, using a weapon of this type in single fire mode with an Acog Sight is not something that I tend to do very often, but I've been having so much fun doing it that I've kind of stuck with it from Tuesday all the way through till now. And I guess for me it's just a different way of playing. Now I know in Battlefield 4 there are hundreds of different ways that you can play, but as you guys know I'm mainly an infantry player, and using automatic weapons is something that's kind of normal for an infantry player, unless you're a sniper or something like that. So for me, going to something a little bit different gave me a little bit of a challenge, and I really enjoyed doing that. And if that's something that you guys look to do all the time, you're trying to challenge yourself by using different weapons, then this setup is actually really rewarding, and I suggest giving it a go yourself. One more thing before I end the video today. My most recent video, Infantry Field 4, a lot of you guys I don't think will have heard about it because the day that I released it, YouTube decided to screw itself over and not send it out to subscribers properly. So if you'd like to go and watch that video, and hence by the title, it's all about the infantry combat that's available in Dragon's Teeth, there's a link in the description. The thumbnail's on the screen right now so you'll know which one it is, but there's a link in the description if you want to go and check it out, and that'd be great if you could. But anyway, that's the end of the video today, guys, so thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that like button, and leave some comments below about what you think is the best loadout to be using for Dragon's Teeth. Let me know if you decide to try out the Bulldog loadout that I've showed you today. But anyway, make sure you have a good weekend, and my name is Westie, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.